Just remember, if you're being left out, you're not with the right friends. Last night when I was falling asleep, I remembered something that happened to me in middle school that I will literally never forget about. I don't think about it often, hence the reason it kind of came out of my memory. I'll start by saying I had such a great group of friends in middle school and high school, and I'm so grateful for that because I know not everyone has that experience. So in middle school, I was friends with the greatest group of girls, and we were nearing the end of the year. Everyone was getting ready to go to high school. It was like the last couple weeks of school, and these invitations started being handed out to everyone. I bet you can guess where this is going. Best concealer ever. I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these now. Just ordered another one last night because I am running out. I was finally made aware that these invitations were being handed out to everybody for a like end of year summer pool party, graduating middle school whole situation. And this girl that I was very much friends with was hosting it. She had a very nice house, awesome pool, all the things. So I'm like, oh, fun, whatever. And it was genuinely like a movie. Like everyone was getting one. Everyone was starting to talk about it. We're in middle school. Nobody's thinking about like anyone else's feelings. Well, I don't get an invitation just to like get the story going. I don't get an invitation. Not as much upset as I was confused. And I remember going home to my mom and just being like, we hung out. Like my mom had picked me up from her house all the time. Like we had a friend group. Like nothing happened that I was aware of, and like I try to not be naive. I mean, I was in 8th grade, but I fully remember this feeling like really, really horrible. Like I don't know. I was not raised like that. This is getting so dramatic. It changed my perspective. I feel like I grew so much from that. And from that day forward, instead of being bitter, like I'm not kidding you, I fully remember this like revolution of being like, I will never leave somebody out, because this is how it feels. Watching every single one of my friends go to this pool party that I just wasn't allowed to go to because I wasn't invited. I like never spoke to the girl again. Life ended up okay. What I wouldn't do, just remember, if you're being left out, you're not with the right friends. There's more to come. There's more to come for you. I genuinely feel like all of my friends that I have now all love getting together, like when there's birthdays, events, anything where it's like everyone just knows they can come. Don't be up.
Something that I don't think gets talked a lot about are brand deals that get turned down. Turned down so many brand deals for so many different reasons. There's one that always sticks with me, and I still am like, why would they ask me to do that? This was like 2 years ago at least, maybe more. And it was with a different management company, the very first manager that I ever had. A lot of the time they'll just like send me the brief. This was a brand that I had posted before, so it was a really easy yes. But they wanted me to hop on a call to go over what they wanted the post to be. So I hop on the call with my manager and the, I guess, marketing people for the company, or the girls who are putting the campaign together. This was all happening during the time that another beauty creator was like under really severe backlash for something. People were just like straight up bullying, like took it too far, not okay. It was all in relation to another advertisement that this creator had made. This brand wanted me to stitch that creator's video as an advertisement for their product. And like I said, the beauty creator's already going through it. Like, why would I do that? Add fuel to the fire? Not only like bring someone else down in the name of another product that I don't even have ties with. This is like a one-time paid opportunity. It felt like they obviously wanted views because it was like a controversial thing happening at the time, but like, why would I do that at my expense? First of all, the way that everything was like worded and the way they wanted it to happen was mean. Not a nice campaign. I wish I had a screen recording of them like telling me all of this, because my jaw was on the floor. Like I could tell my manager's like, she's gonna say something. And I did. I was like, not only would I never do that, but I really, really hope you guys rethink this campaign, because number one, it's not nice. Number two, it's not gonna go over well. Nothing ever came of it. I don't know if they just like heard me out and just dropped the campaign altogether, or if they just couldn't get anyone to agree to it, because I genuinely like don't know who would agree to do that. The only reason I'm not sharing the actual brand that this was with is because I don't think it was a brand thing. I genuinely think it was like a lack of judgment on the girl who was actually putting the campaign together. It's really the only like super negative experience I've had that I've actually had to like say something in a meeting. Wild.
Get ready with me while I tell you some things that my ex did and I still stayed. I saw someone on TikTok do this earlier, so I thought that I would have my shot at it. Number one, for Christmas, he bought me an AirTag and told me to put it on my wallet so he always knew where I was. First, I thought it was a joke. He was not laughing. Number two, he threatened to file a restraining order against my parents because he said that he hated them and wanted absolutely nothing to do with my family. Number three, he would tell me to not go through his phone because he didn't want me to see the other girls that that were in his camera roll. And at the time, I thought it was the sweetest thing because he wanted to protect my feelings. Number 4, when I told him that I was saving myself for marriage, he didn't believe me. So he went behind my back and paid one of my friends money to stalk and spy on me. Okay. Number 5, he got arrested, and when he got his mugshot, he was so happy with how it turned out that he sent it to me, told me that he wanted to make it into a thirst trap on TikTok. Number 6, even though he made a lot of money from TikTok, every time that we went inside of a store, he always tried to steal something. And every time that I asked him why he wanted to steal something, his excuse was not wanting to wait in line to pay for it. Number 7, whenever we were breaking up, he told me that he would wait a million lifetimes to be with me, but he didn't want to wait in this one because he would get bored. Oh, Jesus. And then last but not least, whenever we broke up, he ended up moving to the state that I wanted to move to and bought the dream car that I said I wanted out of spite. The relationship was 2 years ago, so every time that I think about it, it makes me laugh. And my healing journey from that relationship is to simply make jokes out of it, so please laugh with me. Anyways, that's it. Let me know if you guys want more Get Ready With Me's. Bye! I woke up to a text to this man asking me to please stop making videos about him. So anyways, here's another story time. I'm sorry, are you mad that I'm talking about what you did? If you didn't want me talking about it, you shouldn't have done it. Also, he's a horrible person, so unfortunately, I just don't feel bad. Before anyone jumps into conclusions, me and this man did not date. We were talking at best. Anyways, while we're talking, he really wants exclusivity. And I had no problem with that. I was like, that's fine with me. Basically, he was just like, I really don't want you talking to anybody, and I won't talk to anybody. And I was like, okay. Anyways, a week into that, he texted me, and he's like, hey, I'm going over to, like, my grandparents' house or something for a weekend. I'm gonna have really bad service. Like, I just wanted to, like, let you know that I'm gonna be, like, out of town or whatever because I'm gonna be with family. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, thank you for letting me know. And then, like, a day into his so-called trip, I go into Instagram and I notice his friend posted a photo. And who's in that photo? Him. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Isn't he supposed to be, like, visiting his grandparents? Like, no, he went on a trip with his friends. So obviously this gets me thinking, being like, why would he not just tell me that he's going on a trip with his friends? Like, it's really not that serious. The more you scroll in the post, the more it becomes a little bit weird. Because who is this man posted up next to? Not just his friends, but his ex-girlfriend. So all his little friends are posted up next to girls, and so is he. Except he's posted up to his ex-girlfriend. The days go on. He comes back from this trip. This trip that he had no service, but generally his snap score would go up, like, a lot. And I'm not even trying to sound like I'm crazy. It's just like, why are you lying? I hate lying. I hate lying. So I text him, and I'm like, hey, how was your boys' trip? And he's still trying to keep the gig up that, like, he went on a trip with his family or whatever to go visit his grandparents. And I'm just like, give it up, bro. Like, you've been caught. And I literally, like, sent him a screenshot of his friend's post. Tell me why this man goes, I told him to block you before he posted that. Oh, so you knew. So you knew what you were doing was whack. Okay. No, alright, okay, because that makes you look so much better in this situation. That conversation didn't go down well, but eventually he did admit, he was like, yeah, I was on a trip with my friends and my ex-girlfriend, and I did hook up with my ex-girlfriend. So yeah, that was nice. That was really fun. That was really lovely. It's just like, I wasn't even the one that mentioned wanting to be exclusive. That was literally all him. And then he went and he hooked up with his ex-girlfriend. So anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I'm probably going to wake up to another text being like, please stop making videos about me. And you know what? I don't care. If you don't want me talking about it, you shouldn't have done it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys always. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Finish getting ready with me while I tell you my most embarrassing, most delulu moments ever in my whole entire existence. And nobody knows about this until now. Okay, so whenever I was 16, I was dating my boyfriend. He was a musical and he was in a group with my brothers. And so, anyways, the reason I mention that is because for Valentine's Day, this was our first ever Valentine's Day, they had this thing where they were going around town to do like serenatas for other couples, whoever like booked with them, whatever. And oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed to say that. Anyways, he pulls up to my house. At the time, we were both in high school, and I thought that he was gonna like take his Valentine's Day gift that he got me to school, but he didn't. And so I thought, okay, never mind, like he's gonna go to my house and he's gonna take it to me and blah blah blah. Fast forward, it's after school, and I hear him in his truck pull up. I hear him pull up, right? And then I hear his guitar playing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like he's gonna there's a serenata out there for me, you know, like. like they're playing a serenata for me, right? And so I remember I got my mom and I told her, "Ma, me trajeron serenata y no sé qué tanto," you know, a girl's dream. I'm walking towards my door and I'm like super sweaty, super nervous, like ready to record. And then I freaking walk out and there is no serenata waiting for me. It's actually my brother and him practicing for the serenatas that they were gonna give to other couples. And I immediately, oh my gosh, that was so freaking embarrassing. Okay, so then I go out and I'm like, well, surely he didn't forget my gift, right? Because it's Valentine's Day, especially our first ever Valentine's Day. So I'm just, you know, standing there. And I went with them to every couple's house and I watched them give serenatas to the other couples. The entire time I felt so embarrassed. I was like, dude, ain't no way that I freaking thought that I was gonna get a freaking serenata like in the novelas type stuff. Okay, so fast forward, we're done with all the serenatas for the night. He gives me my gift and he ended up giving me, I think, a teddy bear, candy, and I think flowers. But the thing is, oh my gosh, the freaking flowers were like literally almost dying. I was like, and turns out he got the last ones that were there available. Where is he now? Well, 7 years later, I ended up marrying him.
The scariest thing that's ever happened to me while in school. So this is on your For You page. Make sure to put FRP in the comments. I'm trying to notice loads of you. So I started noticing this silver car by my bus stop every day. Like, there was not a day that they missed out. I just thought that maybe it was like a neighbour or something. And they just, you know, had their car parked there. Then I got a text from an unknown number saying, "Why did you take a picture of my car?" I hadn't told anyone about the car, but the other day I did take a photo of the license plate. Then another text was sent and it said, "Cute hoodie today." I hadn't posted anything, like not even on my story, just literally nowhere. Turns out a random guy had been following me home for weeks. Police traced the guy and they found pictures of me on the guy's computer. And ever since then, I've always checked everything. Like, I've always been just taking notice of the little things that I probably wouldn't have if this hadn't have happened. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want part 2. And yeah, I love you. Bye!
Getting ready with me after day 2 at Coachella. I tell you how I ended up getting taken home by the cops at 9 a.m. last night. My first time ever going to Coachella. What the fuck? After Coachella, we ended up going to the Nylon after parties, and we went with some friends from there to Guess. And the Guess after party was so fun, a little too much fun. And your girl got turned. It was fine. I wasn't acting drunk. I was with Andreina and Hannah. They couldn't even tell that I was drunk. With that being said, I am on my ADHD medicine, Vyvanse. It makes you function even though you're still drunk. Next thing you know, Hannah decides she wants to go back home. We're obviously staying at the same house, so she tries to get an Uber and ask if I want to come with her. I said no, I'm gonna stay because I was with Andreina and I didn't want to leave Andreina alone. First of all, you don't ever stay anywhere without your friends. I also don't like leaving any of my friends alone, especially when we're doing something like it's me and Andreina's first time at Coachella. I don't know. So I decided to stay. By the time me and Andreina got our Ubers back home, Andreina's not staying at the same house as me. So we got 2 separate Ubers, right? Now she's told me this because I could not remember. By the end of the night, my memory is very spotty. Because I was drinking. The older I get, the more I forget literally everything I do when I drink. It's just so bad. That's why I just finished doing 75 hard. Mind you, I didn't really have a full story until I talked to everyone today. You would think I would be fine. I'm literally getting an Uber back home. Like, it's not like anyone left me. All I remember from the Uber is Uber got stopped by the cops. They asked me to get out of the car and sit and wait in front of the cop car while they talked to him. I don't really remember much of this either. I just remember the cops were not nice. It's 8 a.m. The sun's already out. The cops asked me if I could call anyone to pick me up, pick me home. I don't really remember this conversation too well either because everyone was asleep. I wasn't about to just call everybody up at that time either. They asked me for my address and they took me home themselves. Now this is the part that I don't get. That Uber ride should have been less than 20 minutes. It was a 7-mile drive. I don't want to show all my info, but you can see right there. So what the fuck happened for those 2 hours? I literally think I was almost kidnapped. I don't know, which was just so bad. I got home. Laura's outside taking pictures or something. I don't even know. She sees me get to the front of the fucking house. She sees me come out of this fucking cop car at 9 in the fucking morning. It was just like, what the fuck? She looked at me, just distraught. After seeing her face, no, it all just hit me and I started bawling my eyes out. I was also just so confused
how the fuck did I end up alone in an Uber? But that is the story time, and that's how I started my Coachella day one.
I just quit the worst job I've ever had in my entire life. Let's do a story time. So when I first moved to LA last June, obviously I was looking for a bottle service job. If you follow me, you know that I've worked in bottle service for a really long time. At home, I was really blessed to work at really great places. I know people have a lot to say online about bottle service. Like, I started off working in a club that was literally a union club because it was like as strict can be. It was ran really, really well. And the other club that I worked at for years that I still go back and work at, probably the biggest club in Philadelphia, they fucking act like it. So this place, I had actually saw that they were hiring online, kept seeing that they were hiring, which is definitely a big red flag. And I think the first thing that I noticed, the push to drink alcohol from the managers, both the managers and like the GM, harassing you to drink, harassing you to take shots, which I'm not used to at all. My managers were just all getting blackout drunk. Like, I'm not even joking, like getting so drunk that they didn't know where they put money, like messing up the fucking tables, not knowing what to do on the POS system because of how drunk they were. I've also never worked somewhere in bottle service where they regarded the girls, honestly, like, I don't know how else to say this, like they were like dancers. You know what I mean by that? They literally would be like, you need to go and get up on the table and like go party, go dance. We'd be like, literally what? And I'm not even joking, like especially when I first started working there, they would harass us to do that. It's like, bitch, you're getting up on the table right now and you're dancing. Like, what? I think one of the worst things about this job is the security. The security are not actual security guards. None of them probably have ever passed a course. You would get sexually harassed by the security guards. So much so, I've had my own issues with this one specific one. And turns out he was actually fired because he, let's just say he sexually assaulted somebody that works there. Wonderful. Like, that's who our security is, to protect us. Oh, that's amazing. Good one. Really good work, guys, hiring him. I mean, another huge thing other than them literally having rapists as staff, they literally would never have any tables. The club would be making no fucking money. They would have a lot of GA, which is like normal people coming into party, but not people who are booking tables. If there's no table, I'm making no money. They would never have any tables because they fired their entire host team. Like, the hosts constantly work at that club, okay? And their whole job is making commission off of the tables that they book. So without a host team, who the fuck is booking the tables? Right. There's not even promoters. The like random like attitudes and rudeness from management, because the management is like a young girl. She would also randomly put herself on the floor as a server and be part of the tip pool, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. The other manager, which is a man manager, getting blackout drunk and being like, oh my God, like, you look so good today. What'd you do different today? Like, you just look so good. You should wear your hair like that. And just like staring at me like weird as fuck. Boy, get the fuck out of my face.
Yo creo que te va a ser el mejor story time de mi vida. De cómo me llamaron a la policía por tener mascarita nueva de Bad Bunny puesta. Básicamente, llegó ayer la máscara y yo dije, concho, le quiero grabar video, pero tiene que ser el carro, porque en el carro hay mejor iluminación, no importa. Entonces yo me parqué, me pongo a grabar video con mi máscara, hago un unboxing, hago un tro de vaina. Me pasó un carro por al lado, entonces cada vez que me pasa este carro por al lado, me pasaron como 3 carros por al lado. El primer carro me pasó normal, no pasó nada. El segundo carro normal. El tercer carro me pasó por al lado 2 veces. Como que fue por un lado y después lo vi atrás de mí y después como que lo vi del otro lado otra vez y yo estaba sospechosa. Porque que yo dije, es que no hay forma, porque este carro obligado está pensando que estoy haciendo algo raro. Entonces si me pasaba por al lado, yo me la quitaba la máscara. Pensando como que, ok, no te asustes, mírame que yo soy una pequeña indefensa. En medio de yo grabar mis videos, yo veo que viene una policía, dobla y es así, ¡fup! Adelante de mi carro, este es mi carro. Y la policía hizo así, y atrás de esa llegó otra policía, They got 2 cops on me. 2 policías llegaron a rescate. Jessica con su máscara puesta. First pair of cops, they came out of their cars. And I was like, yo estaba así ya. Yo estaba con la máscara todavía puesta así en la cabeza y yo estaba así. So they came, hi ma'am, is everything okay? We got a call from a car and someone wearing a ski mask. Yo lo miré, yo nada más le dije que I was recording a video. This is Bad Bunny merch. This is just Bad Bunny merch. Just got my Bad Bunny merch yesterday and I was recording a video because I wanted to show my followers. Es la vergüenza. Es la vergüenza. And they were like, oh, okay. Como que ellos estaban riendo. Desde que me vieron, ellos están riendo. Entonces los otros policías que estaban también ahí, ellos le hicieron hacia los policías. Váyanse. Ellos me hicieron hasta enseñar el video en el que yo estoy enseñando. And they were laughing. They were like, oh, okay. Me dijeron, oh, do you have an ID with you? I had to give them my ID. I was like, yes. Here. Básicamente, la señora me vio y le parece que la señora también era policía, pero esa señora era una señora como media viejita, qué sé yo. Y por esa área habían pasado como robos en los últimos meses, entonces como es Halloween, qué sé yo, y yo bien indefensa con video que yo grabé con ellos surgió. No porque yo le dije, ay, déjame grabar un video contigo, no. El policía me dijo, dije, probably gonna make a video about this later, it'll be so funny. Y yo, yeah, I'll probably make a video about it. Estaba dije, if you want, you can make a video now. I'm not opposed. It'll probably get you a lot of views too. You should make one now. Entonces la idea fue él. La idea no fui yo que empecé a grabar como una rara. Pero they were so nice. They were like, we're so sorry if we scared you. And I was like, oh, okay. No te preocupes. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Con ellos, yo le dije, bueno, I'm probably gonna go home now because I think I'm done. And they were like, oh, you can do whatever you want. Y yo, no. Ya, esto va guardadito.
Get ready me for school while I tell you about how a teacher got caught having an affair with another teacher. Ooh, y'all, this one gets messy. Grab a snack and hold your jaw, because it is going to be on the floor. If you're new here, let me go ahead and give you a little summary. So basically, we got a new teacher. I guess you could say he's a little fine, because everybody and their mamas like that man. And when I say everybody and their mamas, I mean everybody and their teachers. These two teachers teach the same subject, so of course they were always together. But the man was married to his high school sweetheart. And notice how I said was. But mind you, they were together 24/7. At the meetings, at the pep rallies, during drills. Mind you, the man's married. And it got crazier when people started seeing them hanging out outside of school together. Let's get into it. Like I said, go ahead and get comfortable, because I know you're in bed like this. See, now that you're all caught up, let's go ahead and get into the new stuff. But like I said, there was a rumor of them going around that they were hanging out outside of school. Which was true. That was literally true. Married man hanging out with a single teacher. Doing what? Ooh, girl, if I was the wife, I would be fuming. And then people are obviously questioning, isn't this man married? Well, yes. Until we find out that there's another rumor going around that this man is getting a divorce. A divorce, you guys. Over a woman he hasn't known for more than a year. When I tell you this was the chisme that kept the school going, girl, it was like our fucking fuel. The rumors got so bad that the principal had to separate their classrooms into 2 separate hallways. Mind you, in different subjects. And then guess what? You're just not gonna guess. It's official that the man gets a divorce with his high school sweetheart. And then guess what? Everybody starts to notice that the girl teacher is getting a little big, if you know what I mean. I mean, come on now, you know what I'm talking about. It's a bump forming. But let me know if you want to know about that, because that itself is a crazy story. Bye, besties.
When I broke up with my ex, I had a ton of my friends at the time come forward and tell me things that he was doing behind my back our entire relationship. Like, I had a close friend at the time who we will call Carl, and Carl came forward to let me know that my ex had showed him a video of us being intimate together. A video that I had no idea was ever filmed, a video I didn't know even existed. He showed that to Carl as a way to be like, hey, this is my girl. This is my girl, you'll never be able to have her. Look what I'm doing to her in this video. You'll never be able to do that to her. Like, pissing on his territory. Disgusting, right? Hey, Carl, why am I hearing about this 6 months later? Why am I just hearing about this now? Why didn't you tell me when it happened? Carl also told me that one night my ex was complaining about me, and he talked about how 2 really hot girls came into his job one night, and they were flirting with him. They told him they were having a party that night, and they invited him to come after his shift was over, and he was like, no, sorry, I'm engaged, I can't come. And he said, see, I could be having perfect 10s, but I'm being loyal to her and putting up with her bullshit for what? Hey, why didn't you tell me about that at the time? And then his brother, okay, my ex's brother of all people, came forward and said, hey, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you this sooner. Like, you know, he's my brother, he's my bro. I just felt like I had to protect him. But shortly after you asked him to be your boyfriend, he got the Gluck Gluck 9000 from a girl in the backseat of my car while I was driving the car. Right. So why was nobody telling me this at the time? You guys let me waste a year and 9 months of my life with this stupid ass man.
When I was 8 or 9, I was pregnant. Convinced I was pregnant. At the time, I didn't know what was, so I just assumed they just like grew in women's bodies naturally. Crazy. And this one day, my stomach was hurting so bad, I thought they were like baby cramps, of course. Turns out I'm just lactose intolerant. I had milk. But I was convinced. Like, I was screaming, crying, trying to pray to God, which I never believed in him. But I was like, if you are real, please take this baby from me. I was on the floor crying, banging my stomach. I also was like craving things, and I only heard the phrase pregnancy craving, so I thought you could only crave things when you're pregnant. And I really wanted some food that day. Like, I was like, this some certain food, I don't know what it was, but I remember I really wanted this certain food, and I was like craving it, and so I was like, oh god, I have to be pregnant. Obviously I wasn't freaking pregnant, but at the time I was so scared. I was like, I'm 9 years old. How am I gonna take care of this baby? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna tell my mom? Like, what is she gonna think? I was a mess. Never told my parents.
Guess whose divorce is final? As of last Tuesday. With that being said, now that everything is completed, I get to tell you about the diabolical thing I did back in December. Leading up to getting ready to go on Christmas break, I made a big product order for work, like $800, okay? I made that order. I took off the first half of Christmas break to spend it with the kids. And then as we were gearing up for the second half of spring break or Christmas break, I realized I'd had my product sent to my old house on accident. Sent a little text, hey, can you please bring that package in for me? And I'll get it from you when we swap kids. Yeah, no problem. Okay. He's getting a little unhinged, right? Because I'm airing out my dirty laundry on here, like y'all know I do. And using his voice, using one of the children's voices, not their face, not their name, no identifying information, just a voice, a voiceover. And he got real mad. But he was like, I'm not giving you your package until you take down that video. And like, I need that package to do my job. I'm back and forth a couple days. Can I get my package? No. Can I get my package? No. Can I get my UPS has it. Postal Service has it. The mail lady has it. Like, sending me on all these wild goose chases, right? Swap kids. The next day, I'm going back to work. One final try. Can I please get my package? Can you please just tell me where it's at? He responds, LOL. I LOL'd my way down to the bank where we still had a joint bank account that he used. There was like $1,000 and some in there. I took out $902.03. You know how much that left him? $4.44. Now, Kylie, why is 444? Why does that even matter? Because he always said when he was thinking of me, he would see 444 like on a license plate or the time or like the music time or whatever or a gas price. I don't know. So I go into the bank, joint bank account, take out all that money except $4.44. And wouldn't you know it, my package showed up expeditiously. Where's my money? It's in my car. You can go get it. So he gets his money out of my car. He sends me a picture. It's his point of view. He's sitting at a desk. A lady's tapping away on a computer. He says, I'm at the sheriff's office filing a report against you right now for theft. I said, that's weird. Didn't know Cindy from the bank also worked at the sheriff's office. Merry Christmas!
So I received a comment a little bit ago saying how I'm rude in real life and I'm not the same as I am on social media. And the source comes from someone whose sister goes to my school. Now, before I debunk this rumor, raise your hand if you feel you have been personally victimized by Chloe Felix. Just kidding. But if you do feel like you've had a bad experience with me, like, I'm genuinely sorry. I never want to make anybody feel like left out or like, I don't know. That's just not who I am. Like, no matter like how I joke, like that's just not who I am. And I'm not going to show the comment because I don't want any hate to go to this person because clearly like if their sister goes to my school, then they're probably young. And I'll probably just delete the comment for that matter too. So the thing is, like, maybe you think you've had a bad experience with me or your sister like told you she had a bad experience with me, but I just don't believe it because I literally talk to nobody at school. Like, I'm going to be so honest. Like, I am a senior, so I'm at school for literally like 2 hours, then I go home. 2 hours is pushing it, like 3 hours. And within that time, the only like break I have is like a 10-minute passing period, and I literally just talk to my best friend. That's it. That's literally it. So if your sister wants to say that I like act different in real life, I guess it's because I'm not talking to an inanimate object in front of me while I'm like walking through the halls. Like, I'm sorry you don't walk into the bathroom and see me making a get ready with me. Okay, just kidding. But like, I literally talk to nobody unless you sit at my table or like in one of my classes or are in my passing period. I went onto the account and looked at her last name and I searched it up to see if I knew anybody with that last name, but I just didn't. Which is not to say like I don't know who your sister is, because I have a different last name than my sister, but sometimes they do line up. Also, guys, look what Say sent me, so let's use his blushes. I don't want this video to make it seem like I have an attitude. I just don't like when people like fully make things up. Like, there's just no structure to stuff you're saying. It's honestly kind of common. Like, a lot of people pretend they know me, which is really strange. Like, I know that sounds like super ego of me to say, and like honestly you guys probably know a lot about me because of my Get Ready With Me's, but like some people act like they have like an inside scoop because they go to my school, but it's like I don't talk to anybody at school. I literally go to school, go to my classes, have a passing period, talk to my friends, and literally try and get out of there as soon as freaking possible. So I don't really have time to make new friends at school. Whoa, this looks really cool. Let's try it. Oh, anyways, if you guys have had a bad experience with me or anything like that, you can DM me or you can comment. I reply to every comment. And with all this stuff about like the glow house and people feeling left out, like I just never want someone to feel that way. I'm trying to right my wrongs and put it in a song. Sorry. Comment below who I just quoted, and if you do, I'll follow you back. Anyways, if you haven't noticed, I've been using all new makeup today because all my makeup is not with me. Anyways, guys, that's it. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bitch. So first of all, I'm trying to be all cutesy. My outfit today was giving. Does everybody not like understand that it was giving? So I only used to wear baggy pants, right? So I stopped wearing baggy pants because baby, my ass would disappear in the baggy pants. Like, that did not come included with that. But for my body type, yes, it fucking did. So obviously it took a lot of courage for me to wear baggy pants again. And you know, today's outfit, it ate. I was like, damn, bitch, like you really cooked with this one. Bro, I'm at Costco, okay, with my man. Literally just got out of the fucking car, all right? And I had hit my heel on the door, so I was fixing my pants, like fixing my heel and my pants, right? Bitch. Tell me why out of nowhere I plummet to the fucking floor. I tripped on the pants. I tripped on these motherfucking pants, bitch. And like, oh my god. I'm supposed to... the aura that I lost, like... Bitch, imagine seeing me on the floor. Me plus the floor. I would be me plus the floor, the concrete. So, you know, obviously I get up immediately, and like if I didn't just fucking eat shit on my baggy fucking pants. And this man goes, yeah, you just lost so much aura. Like, I know I'm never wearing these pants again, but they're cute. But I tripped in them, so you know, don't wear your kidding heels with the pants.
This one time I was dating this guy, and granted, like, I had already been through so much shit with him, so like a lot of stuff didn't faze me, but I was also on antidepressants because I was postpartum. And anyways, I come home and I'm like going through my house and stuff, and there was a few things off that like I didn't really understand why they were off. Like the heat was turned up for no reason, back door was unlocked. It just little things. And then like I was going through my closet, and we had like this cord box that like had all our extra cords in it for no reason, like the stuff we didn't need. And I found a pair of underwear. It was a thong, and a thong that I didn't wear. Like, it wasn't even like a cute one, and I wore only strictly cute thongs at the time. And I found it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It wasn't used, and it was up in that cord box, and I had been in that cord box recently, so like I didn't know why it was there, and obviously it wouldn't just get put there. And I just like, I had no feelings because I was on antidepressants, and I just went and tacked it to his side of the bed, like on the wall, and just like went to sleep. So he came home, found it, and was like, what the fuck? But like, no conversation about it. That was the end, and I just left it there, and I'm like, screw you.
On January 23rd, 2020, I was 13 years old, and I started dating an 18-year-old who had told me he was 17. Turned out the next month he was going to turn 19. So I was 13 dating a 19-year-old because his birthday was 3 days before mine. And me being the 13-year-old that I was obviously taking our relationship serious. So it came to a time where I ended up going through his followings, and he was in girls' comments, just commenting heart eyes or like telling them that they're cute, this and that. So that's when I figured that he was not taking our relationship serious. So I went and hopped on his Facebook. I went through his friends, and I found a guy that lived close to me. I requested the guy, and I began talking to him while still being with the 18-year-old or 19-year-old. And this guy that I found on Facebook, we ended up talking, and he became my boyfriend. And one time on Snapchat, I forgot I still had my ex-boyfriend there, and I posted a picture of me and my ex-boyfriend, which was his friend or someone he knew. And he texted me. He was like, wow, like, you're so lame for that. And after that, we just never spoke again, and he would always like talk bad on me, but it's like, you started first, I just played along.
So fast forward 1 year later, he had passed away on May 15th of 2021, and surprisingly on May 15th of 2021, that's the date that my daughter was conceived. So I found out on June 16th 2021 that I was expecting a baby. I had a very smooth pregnancy considering that I was only 15 years old. And it came to January 22nd of 2022 where I was told that my daughter no longer had a heartbeat, that I was going to give birth to a dead baby. So the day after, on January 23rd 2022, 2 years after I had got together with this guy, I gave birth to my dead daughter. And I just find it so weird how I conceived my daughter the exact day that he passed away, and I gave birth to my dead daughter 2 years later on the date that we had got together. And one day I was walking around the cemetery where my daughter is buried, and I came across a flag, and it had his name, his picture, his date of birth, and I just ran into him.
Oh my god, story time of how one of my really close high school friends ended up becoming my bully. Yes, guys, I had a high school bully, and this wasn't your typical, bullying scenario. Like, I was not completely defenseless, I attacked the person back too. But he was just horrible, and the things that he said were horrible, so let's get into it. I'm getting ready for work right now. I wouldn't willingly wear this, okay? Why do I keep bringing up high school? I had a really fun time in high school, but it was also very traumatizing at the same time. So I don't know exactly how we became close. We just shared a lot of the same classes, so naturally we just ended up talking a lot. We got along. He also said a lot of out-of-pocket shit, and I was a very patient person, I guess. Like, I didn't get offended easily by things, and, sometimes he'd say things and I just be like, bro, like, you're just being stupid. So I think that's why we got along, because maybe he felt that I could understand his humor. And honestly, I think for me it was because the people I grew up around, like my brothers and cousins and stuff, they said a lot worse things. We also were doing well in school, and like we would work together on things sometimes. He was actually friends with me while I was dating my ex. I had 2 exes in high school. This man literally got me Timbits for my birthday, and my own boyfriend didn't get me anything. And I literally went to his house and met his cat. We made food together and stuff. It was completely platonic, I promise. I remember one time my ex wanted to go smoke with his friends or whatever and didn't want to hang out with me, even though we had originally planned to hang out together. So my guy best friend took me out to Dimitri's, which is this crepe whatever place. But yeah, we were good friends. He treated me really nicely, and then suddenly everything changed. So we were super close in grade 11, and then in grade 12 we kind of stopped being friends, and it all rooted from this one scenario, I think. So basically one day we're in the library, and my guy friend shows me a video of this guy on his hockey team, and I'm like, oh my god, he is so hot. Guys, I am geeking. I am crushing over this mysterious man, this 5-second video that I seen of this man. And I'm like, you have to set me up. And he's like, yes, I'm so down, whatever. He sets me up. The guy, thinks I'm cute. He's on TikTok. He's TikTok famous now, which is hilarious. Honestly, I thought he was cute, but I felt like our personalities didn't really match. My best guy friend, whatever, he starts to tell me, he starts jabbing at me throughout this year. He makes comments about how my eyebrows are too thick, how I have a really big nose, and I'm just so ugly, and I'm disgusting, whatever, ew, you're so ugly, shut up. And just it would progressively get more aggressive each time, to the point where in our science class we had assigned seats, and I had to move from sitting beside him because he would constantly make comments about my looks. Check out part 2 because it gets really juicy.
You're not gonna... I want to die. I just had the worst first impression of my life. I came tagging along to work with my mom today. She is currently in the nice lady's house while I'm in the car contemplating my life choices, all right? Yeah. So, I'm lactose intolerant, okay? And my husband tells me all the time, stop drinking milk, stop eating dairy products. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not fine. Anyways, I went and I got a Cookout milkshake, okay? My favorite M&M milkshake. I finish the M&M milkshake, okay? And then I feel something brewing in my stomach. It's like... So I had to go use the bathroom. Which you do. If you didn't know this, my mom owns a cleaning business, all right? And she has her employees. So we come to this house with her employees All right, so there's multiple people in this house at this point. My mom introduces me to her client. She's like, oh, this is my daughter, Isabella. Yeah, hi. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. Very nice to meet you. And then my mom was like, she just wanted to come in real quick, use your bathroom really quickly. Is that all right? And the sweet little old lady is like, yeah, that's fine. You could use the bathroom that's right here next to us. Meantime, my stomach is fucking pits of hell sound. My stomach quiets down for a little bit. It's like, chill, you know? I gotta go to the bathroom, but it's not like perfect. All right, this is gonna be done and easy. No. The worst part is that they were like right outside the bathroom because the bathroom's right next to the living room. I hear them talking. All right, I hear them talking. And then all of a sudden, I just let out the biggest fucking fart. And it's not just one fart. It's that one that you can't stop. And all you hear is silence. My soul left my body at that point. I get out of the bathroom and they're right there. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I don't know why, but my natural instinct was to just look at the old lady and be like, thank you. And as I was walking out of the house, y'all, it gets worse. One of my mom's employees was on the second floor, so she didn't hear it, okay? The employee comes down as I'm walking out, and she walks inside the bathroom, and all you hear is, ugh! Oh my God.
Get on ready with me while I'll tell you guys how I get left at the airport in London by my friends. I actually only knew one of the girls, which was my best friend. I've known her since I was like 7 years old, and the other girls I do not really know. So I went on this trip because of my friend. You have to keep in mind it was a group trip. So we planned a trip together, we booked the trip together, we flew together. The problems already started in Germany, and I found out that me and my friend had to get our own place. So the trip was only 3 days. Okay, fast forward, it's the day of our flight. Our flight is at 6 a.m. We get ready to go to the airport at 1 a.m. A lot of you probably know I have epilepsy, so I gotta take a lot of medications so I don't get seizures. I was knocked out. We get to the airport, we check our stuff. It's like 1 or 2 hours left. We decided to get something to eat, everything was fine. And that's when I actually fell asleep. Randomly, I woke up and everyone was just yelling, oh my God, our gate is closing, our gate is gonna close. Guys, we gotta hurry up. Mind you, none of them woke me up. I tell them, guys, I gotta throw my cup away. The trash can is right there. You see where my closet is? This is like the distance the trash can was. We would have passed that trash can regardless, so I walk up there, I throw my cup away, I go back, everyone was gone. You could see me throwing my cup away. They knew where I was, but somehow I turned around and everyone was gone. Could not find them anywhere. I look at the board, I'm like, let me just go to the gate, maybe they're already on the way. I get a call, mind you, my phone's at like 5%. I get a call from my friend. She's like, oh my God, hurry up, I'm at the gate, where are you? Like, what's going on? The gate was 5 minutes away. I run and I made it in like 3 minutes. So I get there and everything was empty. Like, and I'm just there panicking, being like, what do you mean they just left? They tell me like, yeah, you're 2 minutes late. Your friends just left. They just boarded. And I started panicking so much. I get a text from my friend. She's like apologizing, panicking. Till this day, the other girls did not apologize to me. They all have my number, my socials. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What I should have done different, what they should have done different. Love you guys. Bye. I was on FaceTime with one of my guy friends and we got to talking about like dating and relationships. And he goes, have you ever heard of the pizza analogy? I'm like, no, what is that? Mind you, this is my crazy ass homeboy, so I don't know if this is exactly how it goes, but it makes sense. So pretty much there's one woman, she's in her house and she's stocked up on food. Fridge full, pantry full, cabinets full. She made sure that she's straight, she could feed herself, no problem. And then there's woman number 2. She's in her house, she don't got no food, okay? Fridge empty, pantry empty. It's giving crumbs and ice cubes. She's starving. So this man goes to the first woman's house and he's like, I got this pizza, large pizza, it's free. Do you want it? She's like, yeah, sure, free pizza, like why not? He's like, under one circumstance, I get to leave this bag in your crib and then the pizza's yours. She looks and she's like, actually, you know what? Like, I'm good. I got food in the crib. Like, thanks anyways. Bye. So then he goes to woman number two's house. And he's like, I got this pizza, large pizza for free. Do you want it? She's like, hell yeah, I want it. Like, I'm in here starving. He's like, okay, under one condition, I get to leave this bag at your crib. And she's like, yep, leave the bag. I don't even care. I'm so hungry. Just give me the pizza. So he leaves the bag at her crib and it becomes like this everyday thing. He keeps coming to her crib every day with this free pizza under the circumstance that he gets to leave this bag in her house. And she's so happy about this pizza. She was so hungry that she ain't even looking in the bags, girl. She don't even know what's in the bags. She just knows that she's eating. Well, come to find out, this man slowly but surely has been moving all of his belongings into her crib. So now she got this man at her house that she don't even really know like that, just moved in with all his baggage, and she can't even get rid of him because she's so desperate for this pizza that he's bringing her every day. So moral of the story, which I'm sure you guys have figured out by now, is be like woman number one. Make sure that your house is filled with food. Make sure that you prioritize yourself and you pour into you and you make sure that your cup is full. So that way when a man comes and is offering you whatever and is dangling it in front of your face, you're not so desperate that you're just accepting whatever. You know, you make sure that you love yourself. You make sure that you respect yourself. You don't lower your standards and you don't ignore the red flags. And I know as women, we hear stuff like this all the time, but sometimes you just need to hear it in different ways for it to actually click. So when I heard this, I was like, oh, let me share this. Maybe it could help somebody. You never know. So yeah, ladies, that's all I got for you today. Be like woman number one.
Hi babies, get ready with me for LA day 2. Piper went to go do her modeling, but this is the last day here and I'm so sad because I love it in LA so much. I've been having such an amazing time. Like, I love being with Piper. I love having like fun time with her. And it's just genuinely so beautiful here. Like, it's my dream place to live. But today we're gonna do a lot of content in the house, and then we're also gonna go to Santa Monica, I think, because I've never been there. So she was like, let's go there. And I'm like, okay, period. And then I think we're gonna take like cute little like sunset videos, pictures there. But I was trying to crimp my hair and I burnt my leg so freaking bad. Wow, look how beautiful. Thank you so much for that. One thing about me is whenever I crimp my hair, for some reason, I always end up burning myself. Last time it was on my neck and then I did it. Wait, look at, you can still see the scar. There's one there and then there's one there because I burnt my neck twice with the same crimper. So now we moved on to my leg, from my neck to my leg. Great. And I literally feel like I'm burning on fire. It's hurting so bad. I also, oh, my pasties are out. Oopsies. I'm also so tired today. Like, I feel like it's all finally catching up to me because last night I was like feeling great. I was so energetic, but I ended up staying up till like 12 in the morning, which is 4 in the morning for New York or 3, something around those lines. And then I woke up at 8. So didn't really get that much sleep. I feel like I can't walk with my leg. I don't even know what I was last talking about, but I literally feel like I'm like crippled right now with this burn up my leg. I just feel like I'm dying. And I have to go home tomorrow and I have to leave. And then I get home at like 12 o'clock at night. I just don't want to go home. I'm literally going to be so sad. Like, I'm literally leaving my wife and I have to go home. I have to go across the country and I'm not going to be able to see her. But anyways, I love you guys so much. And also, thank you for 400K. Y'all are amazing. I literally love you down to the bottoms and the ends of this earth. And now I'm ready for the day.